How's it going, all you hard stuck one tricks? Today we're going to be doing a new type of video I like to call a self-VOD review. There's plenty of videos out there that offer tips and tricks to improve your game, but very few break down the real aspect of what we are actually facing in our games. This is a game I played not even 5 minutes ago, and today we're going to be reviewing it. So I'm just going to run you through my game, my own perspectives, things that I feel about each given moment to hopefully provide some insight for you into your game. Okay, so let's just hop right into the action. We're starting late. We actually missed pistol round here. This is a default trip that I do pretty much every single round. It's actually like my own that I just came up with. It's just lining up the bottom of this diamond, the bottom peak of this diamond. I just always throw in this dark piece and bada bing bada boom. This guy's spamming through, but I realize that he's not off. He ends up dying. You kill 2 people on site, that's basically a free site. Sometimes you can assume 1 more. Notice how my immediate attention is towards the heaven. This is a very big split thing. People love to push through heaven, but it's also the idea of like, where's the next threat? So you can see throughout this round, I'm finding the next area where my attention should be focused. This is how you should have impact as a player, and I'm using Cipher in a way to treat this area a bit more safely while not risking a whole lot, right? So in my head, the next area of threat is heaven. Notice how my killjoy also alarm bots it, so it's maybe a familiar thing for these players. Next spot we're focused on screens. I came in, oh, nothing's here. This Ares is now on the ground. I just secured myself a gun. My teammates just clean up a lot of the work, and I got started this round with a classic. I got an Ares and a sheriff, and it's pretty good. And notice how I didn't really need my teammates to do a lot of what I did. They ended up getting some nice kills, which is great. It's always helpful. We're gonna see later in these rounds, sometimes it's not always gonna happen. Same thing with this trip. We got the black diamond. I tell my teammates I'm just gonna make pressure. This is kind of my signature on split. This is a Cipher thing mainly. You can think about this with other agents. For example, the Sky on our team can like fake an area with a dog or a flash, but she doesn't really have something to deny intel like Cypher's cages do. So this is a pretty common Cipher default where you cage this to clear the close, also let you see a little bit deeper, and then you do something like this cage over on ramps to block off their sightline. So you can look on the minimap here and see that's blocked off. So we're just trying to see if something pops up. Raze pops up, try to grab the camera before she shot it, and our Reyna gets one on B. My head works as we get a kill somewhere after a default, we're pushing that area. My Asher's brain does not work that way, so she dies alone. Still going towards B. We're just trying to get on site. Reyna ends up dying too. He called 130 on that omen, so I figured if he was stupid, I would just try to spam this wall and see. You know, I give away that I'm here. I also draw attention from my 2 teammates in heaven. They end up killing 1. I try getting the Cipher. Those, again, 2 people dead on site. Those were the 2 people we saw. We kind of knew where these other 2 were as well, because Sky and Raze were spotted on A. You know, being aware of this intel, again, lets you know where the threats are and where the threats aren't, which I think are really important to knowing when you can push space safely and when you can set up for stuff. So right now, I'm like, we have pretty decent space. Like, this was a pretty quick hit. So I can safely plant here, maybe get some util down. I don't think a lot of this was like the best util in the world, but here's me managing threats, right? I set up cam for CT, I set up trip for CT. Again, I don't know whether or not this is the best or the worst thing, but we can see CT is taken care of, and it's all about how you just play off this. So I'm like, okay, CT is big chilling. I actually think I have a timing here to just chill in this box and then just like let my Skies do stuff and see if they come CT and stuff. And this cam actually ends up getting both intel. The Sky Dog is coming, and I'm just hoping to God she doesn't clear this. Mr. Coach, I want to get better, but how? Worry no more. Come join our Discord and check out the server shop where you can get an aim and movement analysis, watch parties, and an improvement server of 100+ channels of every topic you can think of. Did I mention all the benefits? Slayerkey.com/support. So what are you waiting for? Stop deranking and start improving today. Put back.
Drop L1 Raptor. They're both towards spike.
After I get this kill, you notice how I immediately fall back. I could go for another and I could get a nice ending to the round, but this is really greedy because the second I fall away from this fight, the question is, what does Sky have to do? Your teammate just died behind you. You're close on the pillar. You don't have a lot of angles on me unless you like overswing, then you're facing my Sky, then you're having to wrap this. So it's really smart to just fall back here. It's really about playing to your advantage there and knowing that that Sky is in a really bad position and she's going to have to do something kind of stupid to try to win the round. So here's where I change it up. I'm instead trying to do like a mid default where I trip B and I work mid and just try to pressure mid. That's kind of the idea. You don't want to give them mid control. You want to see what they're doing mid. You're just trying to figure out what these enemies like to do. This is a really key aspect in these first like 5 rounds. Just see what people like to do. So I noticed someone peeked there. I think it was Jet. I realized she had a sheriff and then they smoked. So I was like, I don't really want to fight this sheriff, but they ended up smoking. So I was like, I'm gonna have an advantage if I hold the side of the smoke. She ends up peeking me. But again, I know if I push this and I give her a gun, it's really bad for the round. And my teammates already pushed up A, so I just go ahead and rotate A. And that's pretty much what this round was. I noticed this cage goes up. As a Cipher main, I know we love to push off our cages. So I immediately go towards CT to expect a push. I throw a cam in right where we know he threw this. Actually, we don't know if he threw it, but we know there's potential to be screens, right? I just chuck a cam in screens. Notice how every time I'm pretty much dealing with these threats the same way. I know you could do the same thing with a sky flash, anything that gives you intel, right? Just to see if this spot is clear. So I use camera here, I get the Cipher, and my sky immediately recognizes this, goes for a flash. I recognize my sky's flashing, I go in with her, and we just double swing this guy. She ends up getting 2, and that pretty much just secures the round. On me. And this is something fun, just baiting the shots into a swing. My big thing for you guys to start trying to learn is that you don't need to force a fight. This fight doesn't need to happen now. A lot of times you have more time than you think, and it's also kind of fun. Like, I just get to play around with this guy. I know the Asher's about to flank him anyways, so if I die, it's whatever. And I'm just baiting for that to happen. I'm also just kind of messing with his mental here before I end up swinging him. Also messes with the team's mental, be like, damn, like, they're just having fun. They're just trolling us. That's how confident they are. And that's pretty much it. So I just do the same thing again. Notice how patient I play around the mid. It's the exact same as last time. I really don't want to take too many fights or give away too much. I end up finding Omen. I don't need to take this fight. I got the intel. Omen is there. We're not doing anything towards A. So there's no, think about it this way. If the Omen is mid, what does he have to be scared about this mid position? What does the A players have to be scared about in this position? Right now, it's nothing. I have 4 teammates in A main. I'm all the way back mid. There's nothing threatening them. So they just have to chill and wait. And so I'll just chill and wait too. We also have plenty of time to burn. And my teammates, I'm kind of listening. They're trying to call him to like come back towards B. So now I'm kind of like trying to tease Omen into taking a fight with me. If like jump peeks with reloads, to kind of be like, hey, come fight me. Come see what's up. I notice this Asher smoke is here. I see my Reyna. I'm like, okay, my Reyna is going to push mid with me and we're going to go into a mid split. And then she kind of leans towards here and then she backs up and I notice this. It's like, okay, I'll just clear like close here. And then the smoke started to go down. So I just fell back. I'm not trying to force too much, but now remember we just talked about there's no threat here, or there was no threat towards A, but what are they about to do on B? What are they about to do? Full send it out sight. They're about to flash, smoke, molly. I don't know. I'm just throwing words out, but they're going to come out hard and this is going to distract the heaven players. I might get a rotate over towards A. Yeah, they'll be a little careful of mid, but that's why I wait for this pressure to start before I end up lurking up. See, they start executing. As soon as that starts happening, I hear someone rafters, and that's when I start scaling up. Then that's when I say, oh, it's my time to shine. This guy calls someone Vince. I go here. This guy ends up being heaven. I try to get a timing in CT in case he comes CT, but then hear him jump ropes. And I'm trying to tell my Reyna to take a contact. This is me recognizing to play very early. I know she can get a contact here, and my team is actually calling the same thing, which is very good. You can see that a lot of these plays that I recognize, my teammates recognize too. So if you want to know what it takes to be at the top, it really is the exact things I'm telling you right now. We just chill here. I'm waiting for her contact, so I'm just holding like a tight angle-ish, and then she baits, and then I peek, and that just secures the round, right? There's very little risk involved. And if I hear someone in the comments saying, oh, my teammates don't do this, they don't do that, you could still do the same exact play. You could still play very patient. There's a lot of ways you can approach this without your teammate that'll basically still secure the round. Right, my CT position was still very good. And if played correctly, if played smartly, could still win the round very easily. And I'm tired of hearing about my teammates do this, my teammates do that. Focus on yourself. Stop worrying about them so much. Every time with this stuff, every time. So my teammates go B. This is for my Cipher mains. I trip the left side here if we're going there because of this box here, and I trip the right side if I'm lurking. This is because if they come from B main, they'll hit the trip, whereas here, if they try coming from mid, they'll hit this trip. Although this one might actually be bad. They could have jumped this, I think. We're KJ ulting here. He's calling for no one to peek. Now again, I know how to use my ability here where it gets a lot of value. I'm worried about backside here, so I do a deeper cam. Honestly, this is dumb as hell because I'm surprised I didn't get spammed here. We end up getting Cipher. I'm trying to get shots off this Seeker. I hear where this guy's shooting like back of a mate. So I'm just trying to tap. There's even one heaven too. I'm just having fun. Now I'm kind of baiting for my Reyna. She kills him. That's heaven clear. Now the next starts CT. Yeah, up heaven. Oh, this is something really cool I want to show you guys. It's just a different approach. It's really about how we approach our fights after that first engagement that I think transforms a good player into a great player. So right, first contact is made, what are we gonna do? What do players usually do off first contact? Are they trying to swing to get the fight, right? It's a 1v5, or are they gonna just play back? Now, a lot of times someone's gonna push, someone's gonna try to take the angle. So I just play back, right? I immediately move back if he swings into it. This is kind of an off angle that catches him off guard. And my teammates are here with me. I think me and this guy are literally like interlinked this game. Same exact thing here with the mid default. I want to get a freeze frame here. I notice one thing here, split second thing, but look at the Jet there. What do you see? Her dash is procced, which means, yeah, I could take this fight, but I already lost by camera. I don't want to lose my life and peek her. If I don't peek her, she just loses dash. So I just don't peek her. My teammates end up killing this guy, and in my brain, I instantly recognize this as, I want to get this ult. This could be such good intel right now. If we find out where these 3 other players are, think about it. Right now, we only know where 2 people are, and they're dead. I can ult that body, hold on. So I run into my cage, grab it, and also their Cipher is really smart. It instantly starts spamming me, and the Raze ults, I'm just trying to get that heck out. And then we get the intel. You can hear me kind of giggling in the background because, yeah, my Sky got destroyed. I wanted to go Heaven here to play with my Reyna, and then I was in like a tricky place where I'm like, do I play with the team or do I just go solo to secure the round? And a lot of times I would suggest you just play with the team and try to help them and just fall back later. Especially if you're the type of person that's like, oh, my teammates threw this, just go play with your team then. Just try to be in a decent position. But notice how I immediately try to put a trip on like one of these extremities where they can enter from, right? We're talking about threats, but really we're just talking about like entrance points. They can enter from Heaven, they can enter from CT, and they can enter from like flank, garage. So the best place to put your utility as a sentinel is 9 times out of 10 places that watch these entrance points. But as long as you put something here, right? We don't have to watch flank. We literally don't. You know, there's a chance. I know there's gonna be some players be like, oh, but they can satchel over the flank trip. Oh, but they can omen TP. Okay, if they do, they do. Like, we'll just let it happen because it's gonna take an extra player to focus on. As long as you're somewhat aware of it, it's fine. And guess what? That didn't happen a single time this game. And all my times putting this trip, it happens so infrequently, way more infrequently than you could ever think. But slight tangent, we put the trip CT, try to put a cage for Heaven here, I think, if I remember this round. Yeah, cage doesn't work out. Put one there instead. And here's something a little tricky. Oh my god, I'm just gonna talk about balancing threats this whole VOD because that's all I'm doing really. I noticed the threat coming from Heaven, the omen blind, and this is me. This is something I kind of learned recently. There's 2 entrance points, right? CT and Heaven. They're coming from Heaven very, very heavily. And if I pop this cage right now and I have a trip there, that's gonna really suck if I split up the 2 people pushing up Heaven to the 1 person or 2 people CT. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And what this leads is like, oh, I want to help my teammates. Oh, I just ran into a trip, an alarm bot, and a cage. Sorry, Cipher. And then I peek out a little wider here, get the kill. Notice how I'm immediately like snapping to the next spot. It's like, this guy's dead. I'm like, okay, where's next? You can see my brain literally processing. My cross is in La La Land. I'm like, okay, we're next. Oh, okay, I can probably watch this Heaven angle. Nice, boom. We're doing such a good job of managing threats. I think that's why like this is kind of going so favorably on our side. And they're not really doing a lot of aggressive stuff back. They haven't learned how to really adapt to our play. Now this is the first mental point of the game.
Well, they can't flank. They can't go through here.
So what my teammates doing now are pure cockiness.
Bro, you guys have that shit triple trip, like double, like a long bot.
We're letting the 9-0 go to our heads. Yes, we're shitting on them, but let me tell you something. These games get flipped so easily. This game is not as winnable as you think it is when it's 9-0. It's great. It's really good. But if you start thinking that, oh, we could just play, like we just have the best setup, we're just playing, but no, we're just using our brains every single round. And we're not thinking, oh, it's 9-0. We're going to shit on these kids. We're not thinking that. So once you get overconfident in the scoreline is when the team starts, in my opinion, like falling apart, getting lazy, making more mistakes. Anyways, same default A setup here. I want to do the cage here to go up top, but then there's a raise of a satchel here. Or sorry, I raise up a judge here, so I decided not to pop it because I don't want to like playing inside of it. And then the Sky ult for my Sky mains out there. Video coming out for you soon. Do not do this. You know all 5 of us are A-main. You know there's heavy A-main pressure. Any good players will do exactly what we do here, which is just AFK. Again, with this raise nade, this raise the boom bot. What are you guys doing? Seriously. Like this util is just getting wasted. Your ult is just coming. Watch this. This is like 7-8 ult points. Bye. Bye. Just like that. Bye. I looked at that Sky ult. I said, what the hell is that? What is this guy doing?
Damn. Wait, he's like that.
But this should probably be a rotate. Raise, Sky, Omen, Cipher probably. With that Ares, you know what I mean? This should have probably been a rotate. But we end up staying, and I think you know exactly how this goes.
9 behind.
So not so great.
Yeah, they just have they can hide.
We decided to go A with a Astro Wall this time. Same default setup. I'm instead going to be tripping ramps here just because I'm thinking someone's going to try to timing the walls and try to like push this while we're pushing out sight. And I don't have to be super perfect with that trip placement because of that, I don't think. Try to get this Omen here. Catch him on the TP. Immediately think about where he could TP. Let me turn this down a little again, my bad. And I forgot that the Astral didn't cover and I was just in a really awkward spot here. I didn't know what to do. I ended up exposing myself to CT. Really bad play. Now it's 2v3 and we didn't plant for heaven like we should have because of Astral Wall, and then we lose the round. Here I'm doing something different. I wanted to lurk mid off the KJ ult. Now they're making a lot of pressure here. Sky ult, KJ ult. All the teammates are pushing outside. I think I should have poked up quicker here. Notice how slow I am. Notice I'm not even touching. I'm letting them come out and kill my teammates so hard. And then what it forces me to do is kind of do this rush play because I don't want my teammate to die and he's already taking a fight. My teammates are calling rafters. I'm not really listening because all this stuff's going on, and then I die with my knife out. And then my Asher dies. Really bad lurk by me. Really important to get that timing right when the teammates come out. If we compare that to the previous rounds, you will see the timing is just night and day. So let me show you guys. We're on defense now. What my setup is on Cipher for split. I like to do this cam here, and I recently changed this. This cam spots early A, by the way, so it's really, really nice. You can pretty much just hold this cam. If they never peek A, you just know there's no one A the entire game. Super OP. There's another one that's even more OP than this, but more likely gets broken. But I recently switched up this trip to hold, because a lot of times players just like to go ramps when they go A. So I do this trip to hold ramps. Also kind of holds the ropes area, but that doesn't happen a whole lot. So we just do that one especially. And I do a cage there just to commit. Then I'm like, they're probably not going to come here. Like, this is just my experience so far. Is a lot of times teams just don't come here, and I'll just throw this cage. I like to throw the cage here where I'm looking, or I can just throw it there later in the round. If not, I have a cage for retake, right? Which could be really nice. So I'm kind of letting the round play out before I throw my cage.
Don't peek.
And this is also one of the ways we throw, is something like my setup's doing its job on A. I don't really need someone to peek, but I'm just gonna let my teammate peek anyways because I don't want to disrupt it too much. She breaks the camera, she leaves. I just hold the camera till I spot something. Nothing's being spotted, and then they end up going A, and they end up going B. I actually forgot to grab my camera here to my Cipher mains. Don't forget that. They got Spike on site. I see Raze, I see Jet, I see Sky, so I think I have a good timing here, and I do. I run up, barely catch her off guard, see if I can get one more quick timing, and I end up over peeking a little bit to this wall, which kind of sucks. And I tried to do this cage. I saw Raze cross too, and I saw Jet cross towards pillar. So I had like the right idea. I just think I was trying to do too much to win those fights. I don't really know, but we end up losing that. You know, my attack on, or my defense on Cipher really isn't that great. I don't really know how to play this map. I'm not gonna lie. This cam basically carries my Cipher on all of A. But this round I actually decided to play towards mid because of something we figure out later in these rounds, which is like these guys basically just avoided going into sites because Killjoy Cipher, and they basically just hit mid or like hit ramps or hit heaven way more heavily. So they're kind of running up. I thought this was tripped, and I looked to my right and saw the trip here, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I just ran up and ended up getting a phantom and a timing. And this guy is literally my brain because we're thinking the same thing. There's a few favorable fights I have here. This guy's a Spectre. I see my Reyna coming up here, so I'm trying to get like a good timing to play off her. But she ends up falling back and then like slow peeks and doesn't get the kill, and then we lose the round. And then our Killjoy and Sky start doing what you don't want to do, which is like kind of mock the team when a bad play happens, going like, what? I don't think we should be fighting this. So here's my perspective for you guys. The round is over. Let's move on. Let's focus on the next. If you think about it this way, we have 30 seconds. These 30 seconds win every game is what I like to say before the round starts. And we're spending the first 10 bitching about last round with no point of improvement. There's no like advice here. It's just, I don't think we should be doing this. That's great. I don't care. Let's talk about what we can do this round. So we do the same A cam. I actually literally found this trip this game. Look at this thing. Look at me. Look at this thing. It's so beautiful. And then I do the cage here. And then I always like to put like a counter for Skydog. I'm still kind of experimenting with these trips. I like this one. And I check the cam and nothing's there. So this is something I could have figured out earlier. Because right, if I figured out last round that they're just pushing mid every round and the Cypher's just going to lurk A, which is, I'm giving spoilers, but this is kind of what you're going to notice happens for the rest of the half. enough. I could have put all my setup towards mid a lot earlier in this game, right? And that could give us potential to win more rounds. Yeah, notice me just holding this camera here, just checking it. And then I think Cipher pops up on the screen there, breaks the camera. And this is also me not recognizing this because now the A setup's kind of scuffed. Now I kind of have to do some like weird lay trip that doesn't really fully cover everything. But I do this trip and I hear him coming ramps and I'm just like, okay, let me see if I can get him to hit this trip. And I'm like, they're not hitting this trip, they're being safe. So I run in and then I kind of do this awkward spray. I get one, I think it was the right play. I think I just oversprayed and then we just end up losing. Watch this shot from Killjoy though. Oh my god. Bonk. This is where I changed my camera because I noticed the Cipher is just lurking. So I just do like a deeper one that I can't break as easily and he has to commit more to break. And then again, this is when we kind of notice they're stacking towards mid. So we put 4 people towards mid. We just let KGB be alone. They haven't really touched A. So this is our plan. And enjoy this interaction with our Cipher cameras. Where he's trying to shoot it. He can't really hit it. And then he checks again. And I'm just waiting for a good time to pop in with this Stinger basically. And making sure this Cipher doesn't cross on me, which he actually could have at this point. And I countered their ult with another ult. I don't know. This just felt right. And then I try to get into an angle where I could peek and do some damage. And after that, I was expecting kind of a bum rush on my position. This might have been a bit too much. I think I could have stayed here, especially with my 2 teammates Heaven. I think I could have stayed in ropes here and not falling back so heavily. Because then they start peeking mid and then I end up just going back anyways. So yeah, this was definitely a bit of an overextension. But I know this guy's here. And I'm just trying to get some pressure on him. And then wait for him to peek and then finish him off. So very, very good. I asked my KG to switch here. This is my setup on B that I like. I like deeper trips, especially here. That makes it harder to push. I actually did this trip wrong because now we can jump on top of Flower and then jump here. So it's on this right side. And then you just put a cage below and then you can put like a rafters off this. And then I have to go Phantom when I plan to spam through my stuff. And then this cam's really good. This is pretty much default cam. There's a little bit better one that actually goes right here on the inside. You throw this from rafters too. You go on this left side of rafters, you throw it here. Also watches the inside of B main, doesn't get broken as easily. Then I want to do a trip here. I think I definitely need more playing for my attack trips because you can see a lot of these rounds it scuffs, not really having everything down. But I think this is better because they don't go B main anyways. This is really funny. Watch the Skydog miss my trip and then jump on top of it. And then our Killjoy's like spamming comms. I'm now just realizing this. Spamming comms that they're splitting B when we have Heaven control and we have no intel B main. And this is what causes like over rotates and all this garbage. So try not to beat this person where you don't we calm stuff off 0 intel. But I ended up tripping B main, jump spotted again, and then I see them vents. I'm just like, alright, I'm tipping vents. One Heaven. And then our KJ ulted. I wanted to fight Heaven. I heard him in ropes and thought they were gonna rotate off this. The idea was they went from ropes and they was gonna rotate Heaven off the KJ ult. But that idea was, I think, wrong. I think the person we heard ropes was just trying to avoid the KJ ult. And then I was kind of dumb and thought I had a really good timing here and was just knife out. So yeah, definitely this half not so great of a one from me. I have a good play here. This is a read because we haven't pushed we haven't pushed B main at all. You know, I mainly have Cipher spotting. I noticed he go towards mid a lot. So I just told, you know, it's an eco, let's just do something stupid. I tell my Sky right about here to push B main with me. And me and here just go together, clear the early peak. And now we have a nice little timing to go through. All that we have to do is push through this quick enough before they basically demolish mid. And my teammate dies here and I actually just let her die because me versus that Vandal, I'm screwed. Me a bit closer range, I'm better. And then my Asher smoked that off, which kind of sucked for me. But we got one and then they came sewers very fast. So the smoke isn't great because it just denies intel when I'm about to get us a bunch of intel. Potentially like more than just this jet if there's more people here, which we really didn't know. So that was tough. And once I noticed this is clear, my mistake was I should have looked towards sewer because this is open now, so I only have one other spot to lurk. It's a tight timing, but that realization could happen quicker. And here's where I started to switch towards a more mid setup, where I did this trip. This trip wasn't good, and I actually knew this wasn't good when I threw it down, but I didn't know how to trip mid. But my idea was like basically they push into vents, they'll get hit by it. Let me find the trip for you. But then I realized that the raise needed like a few rounds ago into this area, so it's probably just gonna get broken. So maybe it would have been better to put a chip like more far back here, something like that. There goes my chip. I think it just got randomly broken there with gunshot, to be honest. There's Cipher on the lurk. Oh my god, here's another time I over peeked. This is so sad. Remember the time in heaven? I had like a beautiful shot here, his knife out, and I ducked behind the wall. So sad. And he wanted to fight this. Honestly, at this point, these rounds are so scuffed. I just wanted to take this fight and try to secure a kill for us, because this is pretty much a 1v1, just an ego battle. So I wanted to just take it, see if we can get the Cipher, and at least have a solid start for this round. Because all these rounds kind of just been out of our control. We kind of lost. I realized this gap in here. He did too, it seems. I'm just trying to spam. It's like okay. What is this Astro Wall? What in the world? I just realized this. Yeah, they come out B, our Sky ults, so I'm just knife out running. I just want to help. But they clean up everyone. Actually, really good Sky ult. I call the Lurker. This is going to be a new theme we're about to introduce to you guys, and that is knowing when someone is going to run out of an area and just spamming the hell through the smoke. So Cipher gets spotted in this corner. He really only has one option, and that's like to run out of the corner if he's going to be, or he tucks. So I'm free to just spam this, and he ends up just running into the spam. So great. I think it's really important to think through the enemy's mind as well of what they're going to do in that position. This is very much game sense, but it's something that I want more players to start to establish, is thinking through the enemy's heads and what they, even like what you would do in that position, what you would try to do, or what you see enemies do in the past. Here I do kind of what I talked about actually. I do like 2 more back trips, and I wanted to fight the Cipher here because I was like, he's been lurking here every time. If he comes here again, I'm just gonna swing from here off my camera while he's trying to shoot it and just shit on him. But then he doesn't come here and they end up going B. But because of this, I was gonna go for a flank, but then the Cipher ulted, so I decided not to. Honestly, probably for the best, because like they're already in heaven. And then I was worried here they were gonna go vents actually, so I had no idea where they were. And then I saw his ult and like literally, oh, this is the Killjoy this time, but whatever, I'll give it to the Killjoy. Like the thoughts in this game and these comms are very much strong. Like knowing what your enemy has to potentially win this round and knowing how to counter is such a strong mindset to have. So if he had bomb here, he just TP's A, gets a free plant, they can like aggro screens or TP up heaven and try to get one of the rotators. And that's how we can isolate fights really strong. But he ends up not having bomb, and I don't really see it in the minimap where my Reyna comes out here, but I just realized that like the voice line went through, that the spike was mid, so I don't even know. And then he ends up just going like CT. My teammates played this pretty damn smart. So I'm pretty much out of the play for that one. And here I'm like, okay, we're kind of back in this game. Our mental's kind of reestablished. You know, we're back on match points. We kind of just have to play smart for 1 round, 2 rounds at most, and we win this game. So I'm doing the same exact thing here. This guy does a flash again. This dog's coming, and this is again my bad. You can see I'm starting to realize my defense weakness is like my setups are never set up, and I think I'm a bit too greedy with like withholding them and stuff, because like I should have a trip behind me here and like ready to play back off of it in case they use something. So I'm like mid fight here trying to put down these trips, trying to put down this cage, and then they just kind of get wasted. Like both these pieces of util get wasted. But here comes the Sky ult. I mean, a bit better than last time to the Sky. A little bit better ult. But like, what are you gonna do off of it? You're gonna push heaven through a smoke in a cage, or you're gonna push out sight with it? They're pushing. And here comes the cages. I'm a Cipher main, and you can already tell what I'm doing. I'm unloading my whole mag into these cages because I know he's trying to push into these cages. There's no other purpose for these, and there's 2 free kills. And then another guy pushed through, so my bad. I should have spammed 2 mags into there. But then this is the last guy. I'll talk about this one more time because this is my teammates mostly. Notice this, specifically my Sky and Killjoy getting into really strong positions and giving out really strong kill or comms just to secure this round. So my Killjoy saying like it can't be B. My turret has heaven. Right, her turret has heaven contact.
We're gonna fight it.
He's gonna go back.
So here's our Killjoy kind of saying that. And then our Sky plays like super passive towards CT because everyone here, notice how insanely passive these plays are. Everyone here is just playing super passive because he has to make a play. 3v1, he has to make a play. And as long as you just play super patiently, he's gonna half clear or not clear something, or he just can't clear it perfectly, and you're just dead. And then you just come CT and we win. So I just wanted to go over that game. I wanted to talk about some mental stuff. This is like a new idea I had because I want to get more videos out. So let me know what you think of this formatting in the comments below. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz for new videos pretty much every day, right? Much love and stay safe out there. Bye-bye.